This is Michiana's breaking news and weather station. MNC. On News Talk 95.3, 101.9 FM, and 1340 AM, your MNC nation stations.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, July the 23rd, 2024. And the news getting started now with our top local stories. A woman charged in the death of her son has met with the judge to make another attempt at a plea agreement.
Krista Partlow of Millersburg had entered a plea agreement previously, but it was rejected. However, a new revision in the plea may allow the case to be closed. It all happened when Partlow reportedly failed to stop at the intersection of County Road 42 and State Road 19, crashing into a semi and causing the death of her 10-year-old son. Partlow's chemical test found Delta-9 THC in her blood, and she was charged with causing death when operating a motor vehicle. According to the Goshen News, during her plea hearing, Partlow stated that she was a delivery driver and performing job-related tasks when the crash occurred. Her status conference is scheduled for August 15th. Alyssa Foster, MNC News.
News at 5 o'clock is powered by Borkholder Buildings and Supply. If it can be built in an office, a farmer, anywhere else, Borkholder is the highest quality for any need. Borkholder Buildings and Supply can help. Call today. A so-called jury duty scam's making its way around St. Joseph County once again. This time the scammers are using a screenshot of a fake court order, and people are falling for it.
In the past 6 weeks, at least 2 St. Joseph County residents have fallen prey to the scammers. In early June, a 31-year-old woman from Granger paid $5,000 via Coinstar to phone scammers posing as federal agents with a warrant for her arrest due to missing jury duty in federal court. 2 weeks ago, a 62-year-old Granger man paid $3,200 via Venmo to phone scammers stating that they had a warrant for that victim's arrest due to missing jury duty. The scammers also texted the victim a photo of the fake order demanding his arrest or fine of $3,200.
Well, if you're one of the more than 24,000 people who drive on Napa East Street in Elkhart between Beardsley Avenue and California Road, you need to find an alternate route. The railroad crossings closed for improvements through Saturday. CDO officials say work unexpectedly began a full week earlier than scheduled. Police are speaking out about the increase of road rage incidents in Indiana.
Fortunately, the vast majority of the road rage shootings that we investigate don't include any injury. It's oftentimes just bullet holes in people's cars. But we do see these result in homicides and serious injuries occasionally.
We're allowing others to control our emotions, right? And we have to be in control of our emotions at all times.
If you see somebody engaged in road rage, even if you don't see gunfire or you don't see a gun, call 911 and report that information.
24-year-old Gavin Dessar is the latest person to die in a road rage incident, which happened in the Indianapolis area. Turning to the health news file. From the health news file, federal health officials are warning of a listeria outbreak linked to meat sliced at deli counters. At least 28 people got sick across 12 states and 2 have died.
All of the people infected had to be admitted to hospitals. Investigators are collecting information to determine that specific products that may have been contaminated. Listeria is most likely to sicken those who are over 65, pregnant, or with weakened immune systems. Health officials advise heating deli meats to steaming hot and then letting them cool before eating. Mike Wilson, MNC News.
The clock is ticking for Democrats, both on the national and the local level.
Tuesday, September 10th is Indiana's deadline for the state Democratic Party to finalize the ticket for president and vice president. Now, the Democratic National Convention takes place before that, but it's still up to Indiana to make sure the national ticket is set before your county prints its ballot. The Indiana Democratic Party already endorsed the Biden-Harris ticket once and has since endorsed Vice President Harris after President Biden dropped out of the race Sunday. Donnie Burgess, Network Indiana.
After endorsing Vice President Harris to be the Democratic nominee for president, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer says no to a vice presidential nod.
After releasing her statement backing Vice President Harris, Fox 2 in Detroit asked Governor Whitmer directly about being vice president. Her response?
No, I'm not planning to go anywhere.
She and other swing state governors have been the center of speculation on who would run with Vice President Harris. Whitmer said the number 2 slot on the ticket will not be hers.
I am not leaving Michigan. I'm proud to be the governor of Michigan. I have been consistent.
Governor Whitmer is a co-chair of what right now is the Harris campaign. She said in her statement that Vice President Harris has her full support.
The Elkhart Fire Department's begun burning tree and bush debris from last week's storms.
They received a 60-day burn permit from the Indiana Department of Environmental Management, and that burn will be supervised by by city staff and fire personnel. That burn started Monday morning, 7 o'clock on the city's Toledo Road site, and they plan to burn until 3 o'clock each day until that burn is no longer needed. There won't be any burning if winds are too high or if burn bans are in place, and only tree limbs and brush will be burned. Mike Wilson, MNC News.
Switching gears to the economy now, the unemployment rate in Indiana and St. Joseph counties ticked up in June. Elkhart County's jobless rate rose 0.4 of a point to 4.5%. In St. Joseph County, it's up 0.6 of a point to 4.9%. Both figures are above the statewide and the national averages. Industries with the biggest job increases included private educational and health services, construction, and leisure and hospitality. Well, for years, Indiana home sellers have signed formal listing agreements with real estate brokers, but now buyers will also need written agreements before they buy a home.
The change is among 172 new laws approved this year by the Indiana General Assembly, which kicked in this month. The change stems from a major settlement between home sellers and the National Association of Realtors, aiming to boost transparency and consumer protection. Maggie McShane with the Indiana Association of Realtors says professional representation is crucial for home buyers navigating a complex and challenging market.
Many states already require this. We don't run into opposition from consumers in those states. A change in practice might take some consumers by surprise, but they're being represented contractually as well.
Previously, home sellers typically covered both listing and buyer agent commissions. Now buyers might need to pay their agent's commission if the seller opts out.
That's Joe Ullery reporting. Elkhart police say a shooting on Saturday night that claimed the life of one person and injured another was not a random act of violence. Still, investigators are trying to figure out what led to the shooting near Pierre Moran Park. MNC pronounced one man dead at the scene. Soon afterward, a second man who was shot was found and taken to the hospital where they are expected to be okay. So far, there's no word of any suspects or arrests. And a new initiative in Indiana is helping eliminate dangerous habits in the homes of pregnant and parenting students.
The Stronger Tomorrows program teaches young parents how to avoid suffocation and strangulation dangers created in baby cribs and by bed sharing. Alma Figueroa is a case manager for Stronger Tomorrows and says her mission is clear: help students feel prepared and stay on track to graduate.
If their babies are not okay, or if their home life, if something is not going well at home, then we know that that's going to really affect their success in school. And so making sure that their babies are well, their parenting is essential for them to be successful.
The program also provides essential items like sleep sacks and portable cribs to help pregnant and parenting students create safe sleep environments for their babies. According to the Indiana Department of Health, 99% of sudden infant deaths involved unsafe sleep conditions. Morgan Hopkins, MNC News.
A mix of sun and clouds with highs in the low to mid 80s. A stray shower possible. Partly cloudy and warm tonight, lows mid 60s. Rain and some rumbles of thunder likely on Wednesday, feeling muggy, highs upper 70s. Humidity drops for the second half of the week, drying out. Back to seeing sun Thursday, highs upper 70s, returning to the 80s for the weekend. I'm WSBT 22 meteorologist Jessica Burns.
You can get the top local news delivered to your email twice each day. To get signed up, go to 953mnc.com and click where it says on demand.
Podcasts by Federated Media.